asked Ime Udoka about the ejection, and he was just like, "Get them some
Hey fam, let's kick something about. All right, let's talk about these.
Let's
Rockets
talk about it
first. So, most recently, I need to turn that down. Most recently, we ended up losing to the Sacramento Kings in a game, and it was one of our NBA Cup games, one of the NBA Cup games, the in-season tournaments, as some people know.
Yeah.
And we had the number one seed.
Yeah.
In we ended up losing a game against the Sacramento Kings, in which Sengun and Coach Ime Udoka get ejected from the game at the very end. Big game. At the end of the game, they asked Ime Udoka about the ejection, and he was just like, "Get them some." He said that the refs were missing things. They were missing things the whole game. They were missing the blatant calls that were right in front of him, things that were happening right in front of him. And he said that they were deciding to call ticky tack, moving screens and just fouls that didn't matter. And so Sengun got up to 24 points and was ejected after he followed his coach and went at the refs after what should have been a blatant foul call.
Yeah, man. Hey, low-key, I didn't see that. Didn't even know a whole bunch about that. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm like, yo, I saw the score. I saw the box score, and it didn't look like it was a dogfight, but it sounded like it was.
Yeah. Any game that the Rockets are in nowadays, it's been a dog fight. It's like them Texans games. It's always close at the end, no matter if it's a good team or a team we should be blowing at. At least the Rockets is right there to where if they playing a close game, it's because they playing up.
Yeah,
you know
I think that's what got them. They're
so,
15-7 right now. Wins, losses, 15-7. 15-7. I mean, I think that.
What does that put us in the West?
We not over 500. I mean, I guess we doing all right. But what I was looking at.
No, I mean, like, what place does this?
Oh, we're second in the West, bro. We're second in the West right now. Okay. Yeah, I was like, yo, above the Mavs, above everybody, dog. We second in the West, which I think is a great deal. I think we're behind OKC, which makes sense.
We beat OKC just a couple days ago too. That game was close. Yeah. It was one of the meanest. Remember, he
said, "Turn the TV on, baby."
Bro, I said, "Bro, cut the game on, bro. You ain't gonna want to miss this."
Nah,
bro.
I'm glad you told me because, man, I was watching that dinner. I'm holding my phone up. I'm like, y'all gonna have to wait for me because I'm trying to watch this game. Christopher came over, started watching it with me. It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
It's the best parts of the game, bro, to watch, to cut the game on, and you last 2 minutes in a dog fight, bro. The best parts of basketball happen right
Speaking of dog, I was gonna say that was one of my notes. I think Ime Udoka is just a dog, bro. I think he got that dog in him, and I think he translates that well to the players.
Let's talk about that. It's a lot of people that Ime Udoka is not a name that's just popping like that outside of the basketball world. That's outside of the fans that already know. Right? So as far as Ime Udoka is concerned, Ime Udoka is the coach of the Rockets.
Yes, sir.
We ended up getting Ime Udoka after
the Boston.
This is his second year.
Yeah.
After there was a debacle in Boston where he allegedly had an affair with a
staff member.
It was
a staff. It was a staff. Yeah.
Okay, staff member. Yeah. Okay, the rumor is, I think that's the truth. The rumor is
it was consensual.
The staff member was the wife of one of the people who own the Celtics. So, yeah, that was the rumor. I heard that first from Matt Barnes, but then that started coming out. Like, everybody started saying, like, yo, it wasn't just a chick. But ESPN and other networks refused to release her name while they was destroying Ime Udoka.
That's bread, bro. That's bread right there. We ain't gonna talk. You don't need to know her name. That's money. Ime, I'm sorry about that, but we got him in the process.
Yeah. Well, what happened was that same year, this happened in the offseason. At the end of the year just before that, he had took the Boston Celtics where who was the coach just before? His name was,
I'm gonna lie.
Oh, I can't remember. He's a higher up now. Actually, he was a former player. I do know this guy, Danny Ainge.
Okay.
Was it Danny Ainge? No, I think it was the guy just behind Danny Ainge. Either way it goes, that coach was fired, and not necessarily fired, moved up in the organization for Ime Udoka to take the head coaching position. First year as a head coach, they make it to the NBA Finals and lose to the Golden State Warriors that year. In a year where they was on fire. They was on fire in the postseason.
I was gonna say,
well,
go ahead, keep on, my bad.
Well, I was gonna say, well, end of that season ends in the summertime or in the off season. He ends up being accused of having this alleged affair with this woman that's a staff member, and he ends up being let go. They ultimately decide to no. I believe what happened is they decided to ban him. No, they suspended him. It was like a year suspension from the organization. Anytime an organization gives a coach a year suspension, they saying you can't come back till after next year. Bro, if I just made it to the finals, ain't no way you about to keep me unemployed for a full year. You was tripping.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we ain't jumping into the Astros, but that's just like whenever the Astros got caught with the cheating scandal, they had to let Bumby go. They had to let all the coaches.
Well, that's a different situation.
It's a cheating. That was cheating, but he was cheating. I'm talking about.
But does he land on his feet right away?
Yeah,
Does he end up with
he did get another job. Which was
guys who make it to the finals, guys who make it to the very end of the season, and they playing late in playoffs. Those coaches, you can suspend them if you want to. You can fire them. They ain't staying on the.
I think Ime will always have a job in the NBA, and that reason why is because of his track record. He spent 2012 to 2019 with the Spurs. If you don't get enough knowledge under Pop, bro, I don't know who else gonna teach you. So
that's where he's got his only championship too. Now I saw, I was wondering, does Ime Udoka come out on top here? Because when you look at it, like now where we at, he has taken this young Rockets team and kind of saved them, saved the rebuild. He took this team from Steven Silas, and now he's got the young guys playing number 2 in the West right now. I'm talking like a complete overhaul, a winning record, beating teams that we thought we couldn't beat before, and now these guys were number 1 in the NBA Cup up until this point, but also number 2 in the West, and then beat the number 1 team. So you gotta wonder, is Ime Udoka, does he land on his feet? Did he land on his feet, or did he land on his feet?
I think he definitely landed on his feet, and once again, going back to his track record, I had to look into some of his, when he played in the league. Homie was in the NBA Development League from 2002 to 2004, and then played at Fort Worth Flyers in 2005, and he didn't get into the Sacramento Kings, which beat us, till 2009. So I feel like when you look at that track record, he had to grind to get his way up that ladder, bro. He had to grind to get his way up that ladder. Also, side note, his sister, I can't say her first name, Mfon, Mafon maybe, Udoka, she played in the WNBA. I'm like, we got some hoopers, bro. So it's in the blood. I think that he's a hooper. Yeah. Then I watched some film with, just like Ime mic'd up. He's the one, bro. Like, he's the one. You hear him, hey, Şengün, get back. You know what I'm saying? The way he talks to those players is what they need. And I think he's the presence that we need. Steven Silas is not doing it, bro. Like, he was not. I don't even think he got up off the bench.
He was just a part of the. No, I don't think he was supposed to be that part of the.
He was an interim.
Steven Silas was a player's coach. Yeah. He's the kind of guy you get to encourage young players to want to be better, and to kind of. He's not the same. He's not the same strategy guy or the same tactician that Ime Udoka represents. Plus, Ime Udoka represents a defensive-minded coach. The reason that the Rockets are doing so well right now is how they've increased their defensive intensity.
1,000%.
It's not because they're all of a sudden some super scoring offensive juggernaut. They're not. They playing defense on you. They in the passing lanes. They harassing you. There's good leadership. I was one of those guys. You can recall who was saying it might be time to trade Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. It's not time to trade them.
No, yeah, I was about to say, bro. That shot he took from the parking lot the other day. Oh my gosh. Homie was at the parking lot, bro. Whoo!
But
that's what he said.
But it's the intensity. It's the intensity for real. That's coming from your veterans and trickling down to guys like Şengün, to guys who just got paid like Jalen Green, to guys who fight for playing time like Tari Eason, but leading our team in steals. It's guys like it's Ime Udoka that's made that happen. Now, on the flip note, before we come off this topic, the Boston Celtics didn't lose too much by getting rid of Udoka either, because he had already taken them to the promised land. They just didn't kick the down. They eventually, I think the next year, Joe Mazzulla takes them to the finals and they end up losing, and then they go to the finals this past season. And
they had the map plan. I was gonna say they had the plan, they had the blueprint. I feel like they had the blueprint. They know what they needed. They knew what needed to happen. Which sums it up, bro. So, what do you think the Portland, Oregon native Udoka? What do you think he's gonna get us to this year? You think we gonna get over 41 wins? We got 41 last year. You think we getting over that?
I don't know, man. At this pace, yeah, we definitely getting over that. I don't know if this is a hot streak. I don't know if they're gonna get better as they go along. I assume, or I'm hoping that they do. But they also could just, slumps happen. Slumps happen. At some point, we're going to lose 2-3 in a row, which could easily be 4 or 5 if they don't get out the slump, if things change. You know what I mean? So we haven't faced adversity yet, like for real. And then what's going to happen when they really start looking at us, when we start getting primetime games because of our record? Because OKC don't get primetime games because of their record, because it's OKC. But we Houston. If we doing well, the people going to want to see. And so, what's gonna happen then? Do we suddenly play up? Do the guys? I don't know, man.
I think we both agreed that we getting over 40 wins, which is great. I think this cup has a lot to do with it. Not everybody in our team is getting big, fat contracts. These boys are scrappy and balling to get this bread.
And the NBA Cup matters more to young teams like
That's what I'm saying.
Than it does to veteran teams like the Warriors or like the Lakers. Like the Lakers won the first NBA Cup, I believe. And so the Lakers have no interest in winning that again. So when it comes down to it, it's teams like ours that this matters. The NBA Cup matters. So we gotta go get it, man.
Let's do it. Let's go, Rockets.